Sit down, goddammit, it's a celebration. Oh, get some music on in here. If you smoke, if you drink, go pause the music video, or pause the video now while I put music on, and go do what you gotta do. Get ready, because we about to party. I'm gonna start with... I don't know what to start with. I probably should have thought this through. I have a whole party playlist, but it's all so good. I'm just gonna... Ugh, it's kind of sad. Twista. There we go. What's up, goddammit? I got all kinds of these things, all shapes, all sizes, man. I can't throw a rock without hitting a nigga. It's a celebration! Johnny Murphy! I'm playing music through here because I can't, when I have the bottle on and stuff, I can't have my monitors on because it creates a crazy static feedback thing. So, I obviously can't smoke next to this. So, I'm gonna go smoke real quick, and then I'll be right back, and I have a small gift, and it'll be a good time. Weed, okay. Alright, shit, nigga. I don't have much to talk about, but in case you didn't realize by my last clip smash, YouTube fucked up, and they, I don't know what happened, I don't know what changed, but I can upload more than 15 minutes at a time now, so y'all are gonna have to deal with me for extensive amounts of time. Oh, that's right. Alright, let's see if I can get this first try. Ready, ready. I've always wanted to do this one. Nothing better than the butter you just bought off a shelf, and you see the logo with the golden crown that sits on the pillow. You run your fingernail across the sticker right in the middle. You take the bottle out your bag and save it maybe for later. Maybe they put your weed inside a Hydro Joe or your paper. You maybe mix it with some soda, or you're shooting it straight up with the reserve at the black and maple, the original flavor. You know that shit is my favorite. No other whiskey is playing. Fuck! I ran out of breath. Alright, I'm gonna do it again. Of course I fucked that up. But, okay, okay. Nothing better than a bottle you just bought off a shelf, and you see the logo with the golden crown that sits on the pillow. You run your fingernail across the sticker right in the middle. You take the bottle out your bag and save it maybe for later. Maybe to put your weed inside a Hydro Joe or your paper. You maybe mix it with some soda, or you shoot it straight up with the reserve at the black and maple, the original flavor. You know that shit is my favorite. No other whiskey is playing like that crown. Motherfucker. Lynn got a new connection for weed, and I don't know how it's so good. I mean, I thought my tolerance was high enough to be able to handle any kind of bud, but no, I was very wrong. I hope y'all ready to get lit. It's about to go down. Tech 9? I love this beat. I love this beat. Oh, you know what? Oh my god. From this same album, Thizzles, bro. Thizzles, that fucking beat. Hold up. Listen to this beat. Listen to this beat.
Hey, hold on one second. Here's tag right here, man.
Oh, by the way, while we're on the subject,
How many?
thank you so much for your love on Solus. Well, you know that was the name of the beat, but so you know it is Untitled. But I've been stressing over that track for a while because it's so spacey and so. That's definitely the hardest beat that I've ever rapped over or written to or anything. That thing pushed my limits as far as skill goes on a mic. So, I was really expecting a lot of not necessarily negative responses because I mean you guys are so cool. I have one of the best fan bases. I mean it's tiny, but it's hard built, and the result is a very close-knit group of people here. So I don't get much hate, like raw hate on my work, but I get constructive criticism. We'll call it that. And I was expecting a lot of that on Untitled, but no, you guys seem to enjoy that. But that said, I think after that track, I want to lay off the dark stuff for a while, especially because it's like that's all anybody knows me for. So it's all anybody hits me up for. It's all anybody gives me beats for. It's all anybody wants from me when they wanna verse. I wanna do stuff that's not so dark for a little while. I think I've proven that I'm capable of doing all that, but I don't want to. Anyway. And it's not like I'm running from it. I'm not like in a position where like, oh, I can't be doing dark music. Don't get it fucked up. It's not that. It's just I'm tired of doing it for right now. I want to write a song about my car. You know what I'm saying? I want to write a song that makes me smile and doesn't make me go like, yeah, nigga, that'll show every other fucking rapper. You know what I'm saying? So, but check out this beat.
All right, come on through. Cool. Only ye who is on the Molly shall dig this little ditty here. And if ye shall want that Molly, then ye shall have it.
I love the taste of Crown, but goddamn, it's still one of the harshest whiskeys. Yeah. That beat though. That shit's so dope. I miss my Molly days. I haven't done Molly since I lived in Houston. The very first time I ever took Molly was like I didn't know what it was like to not have social anxiety. I didn't know what it was like to be able to just go out, and the first thing I did when it kicked in was I went down to a Target that was right down from where I lived. I don't even remember, I was there with Lynn and I think my sister. I don't remember what we were even there for. But as soon as I walked in and the doors opened, that's when it had kicked in, and I was like, holy shit. They had the gross ass little McDonald's Cinnabon thing over there right as you walk in. All the bitchy teenagers working at the registers. Shit that I would normally just be like, a situation where I would normally be like, oh fuck, I want to get out of here real quick. I suddenly wanted to talk to everybody, and the idea that everybody had their own story and their own life and everybody that was passing me was a fucking book of stories and life and like, and I just wanted to run up to them and just be like, what are you like? I'm not gonna be able to do this for very long and have this confidence, so while I have it, can you please just tell me your whole life? That didn't happen, but it's how I felt, and if it was socially acceptable, that's what would have happened that night. Going to hell now. As I buzz, the type of sky shove I love I was. Man, I can't believe I made it 10 years. Consistently making YouTube videos. Let's talk about YouTube for a second. That's one thing that I wanted to talk about here. And when I said it's not that I could make this also an update. The reason that I said I don't have much to talk about is because I wanted to save that for an update, but I mean, I can upload as long as I want now, so fuck it. And I have all my update stuff here, so let's do it. But before we get into that, I wanted to talk about YouTube. and what I've seen from when I uploaded my very first video in 07 up to now. Is that a repeat?
What is that, like 5?
Mm.
Man, I don't give a fuck.
Man, Ritz's album, fucking top of the line. That was easily the best thing that happened in 2016, including the storm, including all that. Ritz's album, this shit, top of the line, top of the fucking line. If you like what I do, if you're a fan of lyricism at all, top of the line is top of the line. It really is. So in early YouTube, it started out, and again, this is just my experience. This is my view of it. Early YouTube was mostly people just communicating and sharing ideas back and forth. No specific subject, it was whatever you were into. If you remember, YouTube's original motto, it's not the word I'm looking for, but their original slogan, there it is. Their original slogan was, broadcast yourself. And that was so enticing to me, because you gotta understand, I'm a 9/11 baby. I'm from, like, I'm everything that I see and know has come from a screen for the most part. So when I realized that I was able to put myself on a screen and then watch it back and other people could watch it, that was mind-blowing. But what it started out for me, how it started out for me was people like T2 Darlanton. And I think he's done making YouTube videos because he moved to a new apartment and that was the last video he made, and he hasn't made anything since then. And he goes on streaks of not making videos, but I grew up with him and he's never gone this long. Even when he went over to a place called Blit TV, and he went to a bunch of different places just because YouTube wasn't working for him. He was the first person that I saw realize that the platform of YouTube was failing, and it started failing around 2009, 2010, because that's when you started to be able to make money off of YouTube. You started to be able to make $1 off of AdSense, and the YouTube partnership program and stuff. And that quickly changed everything. This place stopped being mostly reply videos, you know, with obviously famous viral videos and just a cool place to watch videos. It stopped being that, and it started being about clickbait and how long can we get the viewer to watch, how many ads can we put in there, how can we entice them to watch the next video with catchy titles and thumbnails that you'll never actually see in the video, and stuff like that. And that sucked to see. It sucked to see the pussification of this place that was once, like I said, a place where that was mostly composed of people here genuinely interested in sharing ideas and discussions with each other, and not these jump-cutted things where, like, one time they're over here and then they're over here and they're just trying to appease kids with their crazy perfect teeth and crazy HD 10 million p. You know what I'm saying? And but it doesn't seem to be as bad as it used to be. I think the worst was like 2012 to 2014, because YouTube was real cancer. Like, even if, at least now it seems like YouTube's trying to appease me. But I don't go to the main page anymore, like on my bookmark. I just have it go straight to my subscriptions. So I never actually see here. Let me see what I get if I go to the home. Yeah, this seems like on my recommended and stuff. Some skateboarding stuff. Little girl raps dysfunctional with Tech 9. That is a cute video. That was so cute. And she's dope too. She actually does most of the verse, but you can tell she gets a little nervous. Yeah, some Roy stuff. I cannot believe Donald Trump is fucking president. How funny is that? I wish George Carlin was here so bad. Because I know I've said this before, but he's who I got it from. He says, when you're born into the human race, you're born into the freak show, and when you're born in America, you get a front row seat. And he always said, he said, quote, "I wish I could live 1,000 more years just to see where all of this goes and just see the story because it's so interesting." You gotta understand. Please let me make this clear. I don't have a foot in the race. I've said it a few videos ago. The reason I never get political, especially on camera and stuff when it's recorded and uploaded, is because I've been successfully bullshitted so many times by the political world up to this point that I have no grounding with regards to what to believe. Like anything that I don't physically see with my own eyes and I'm like, okay, that happened, I don't believe them. I don't believe because there's been so many people that I genuinely put my trust into before. Obama, for example. And then you learn that there's the Obama you see and then the Obama you don't see. And they're two very different people. And it's like, I think that was the final straw for me. And so it's just kind of after that, I'm very much with Carlin with like, it's just, this is a show. And I feel so bad for George Carlin because he died in 2008 right before we got a black president, which was crazy in itself. And then we got Donald fucking Trump. I was so certain Hillary was gonna win. And that's kind of scary because of all the Pizzagate stuff. And if I die, it's because of how much I've been talking about Pizzagate lately. If I suddenly get suicided and I end up with if they say I killed myself by shooting myself in the head twice or something, no, it's because of how vocal I've been about Pizzagate lately. I just can't let it go. I can't let it go. Like before we worry about any presidential shit, like frankly, that's another thing. Like there's things like Pizzagate that we need to be way more worried about than who's president. Because I'm just glad we did, because from what I've gathered, Hillary and Bill are ringleaders within the Pizzagate situation, so I mean, like in her emails, she personally talks about it. And it's just shit like that I'm like, you know, because growing into this election, early 2016, I was like, please don't put Trump in power of all this. You know what I'm saying? Either do Bernie or Hillary. And after I watched Clinton Cash and I mean, you understand, I was born into Bill Clinton. And I always thought that I was born into a cool president up until last year, and I learned everything I did. And I learned that these are very, very not cool people. What I'm saying is I've been successfully bullshitted so many times that I don't have a foot in this. I don't have a horse in this race. You know what I'm saying? It's just such a cool show. So, and like I said, I was so convinced that Trump was just the placeholder just to make it so you have to vote for Hillary. If votes even mattered. And it's just, but I know, there's just so many fucking exciting things about this election. Oh, just what a show, man. What a show. You got me again. I wasn't expecting it. You gave me something. But if there's one good thing I have to say about Trump, say what you will about him, whether you agree or disagree with his policies and what he's doing. I very respect that he's at least doing what he said he was going to do. Because I was very convinced that he was coming in on the same note that, like, here's another example why Obama bullshitted me. The whole bringing the troops back thing. That's what got him into power. But he never did anything like that. So it seems, like I said, there seems to be a very real trend of these people being like elite level politicians where they're like, they say things to get your vote and then they get in and they don't do that. But like I said, say what you will about Trump, he's doing what he said he was going to do, which is, we haven't had a president do that in so many cycles. So that's commendable. What he's doing, what he said he was going to do before he got in office, and he got in there, he's immediately getting to work. So I appreciate that. And know that those things I say in like songs, like I've become a Trump supporter just to fuck with, like, that's all, I'm just rhyming shit, man. It's not, I very don't. What I'm saying is leave me out of it. I don't have a fucking, if something happens, know that I didn't vote. This isn't my fault. I feel really bad for George Carlin that he's not here to see all of this. Cause, man, if I die and I go and tell him about it, I don't think he would believe me. Like, if I go to a place where we can see each other and you can see dead people, and for some reason it's even any more likely that I'm gonna be able to meet my idol. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If I see George Carlin after death, and I tell him about this, he's gonna be like, shut the fuck up, that's bullshit. That's how good it is. It's just so exciting, and what a time to be alive, you know what I'm saying? I don't get all these, like, super leftist college kids, though, really, like, they're super upset that they're afraid a guy is going to, like, attack things and hurt things and burn things down, but they're out doing that. So it's like, what is it but it's gotten to the point where people are just getting really feral about it, and it's getting sort of out of line. And I saw a guy, I think it was last night or the night before, as part of just the masked people that run around. They're all skinny with their little skinny jeans, and they hit little Trump piñatas and stuff. But this guy, he was like setting a flag on fire, and he looked into the camera and he said, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was along the lines of, "We're just anarchists." He's like, "Oh, we're anarchists," and it's just like, there's no argument to be had at this point. I feel like there's no reasoning or logic to be thrown in. So I think we just gotta wait for this to pass. I'm just happy that it's like leftist liberal kids, college kids mostly, getting mad about Trump's win, as opposed to the opposite effect, the vice versa thing, which would have been a bunch of crazy, please don't take our guns, I'm protecting my rights, Fifth Amendment Southerners, like, out there, like, fuck Hillary, like, really actually doing damage and going all martyr mode, you know what I'm saying, and just blasting shit down, like, oh, nobody's gonna take my guns. That shit happens, bro. You don't want to get into a group of, like, hillbilly rednecks that don't give a fuck. I'm telling you that, coming from East Texas. I'm from the heart of Texas. Core Southeast Texas. Kerrville, Texas. Fucking left when I was 9 years old. I know that life very much. And, yeah, you don't want to get caught in that. So like I said, I'd much prefer it be the college kids throwing fits as opposed to the other way around. So fuck it, if we're gonna make this an update, I'm gonna go smoke another bowl real quick, take another shot when I come back, and yeah, I'll be right back. I don't know why I keep bringing my lighters back in here. You guys got to see the 90s, by the way. Man, I'll post the album that I made. I posted a link on Reddit. It was like the most upvoted post I ever made on Reddit of just the work I've done over there. But I've done so much more since then, so I really got to make that video. I've just been so caught up making music, man. I've been so caught up just making music. In here every single morning, man. Just... Okay, I'll be right back.
Standing on the stage while I'm holding on my dick, about to spit a new verse. I
the new shit. Holla, holla, pop the collar on my new outfit. If you a war, you think you got rounds to come get me? I think you better go smoke a whole pound of that sticky. Keep on talking doctrine and hate around your committee. I'ma dodge the nigga that put it down for the city. My neck all blind.
Wrist don't chill.
Standing on the corner, steady trying to make a meal.
Speaking of which, check out my.
Gotta get it how you live.
I got a strange bracelet. I thought it was really dope. It came with the special edition of, or the deluxe edition of Special Effects. I love it. Man, I've been killing it lately on like what a good little rhythm that I have down when I'm making music, specifically when I'm recording, because you want to give you don't want to just sit there recording bars after bars after bars. You're gonna give yourself a little bit of a breather, especially if it's a song you don't already have pre-memorized. It helps so much to just give little 4 or 5 minute breaks in between, you know, every set of takes, because by the time you come back to it, it's almost like you already slept. Because you're like, holy shit, I know there's so much more already. So anyway, what I'm saying is, I'm in between sessions, like in between recording a set of bars, I've been playing Black Ops 2, and god damn, your boy's getting crazy. I got a gold knife already. I'm about to have my gold ballistics. I just need to get a few more of those return kills, where like you have to like throw a ballistic at somebody, pull it out of them, and then kill somebody with that pulled out ballistic. So I'm at like 17 out of 25 of those, but then I'll get my gold ballistics. And then I just need to do that for the crossbow, and then I'll get diamond, I'll have a diamond knife, I'll have diamond ballistics, and a diamond crossbow. How dope would that be? But what I'm trying to get at is I'm making a sniping video. Like, I'm getting pretty lethal with this sniping shit. I mean, I'm not like these phase kids. I'm not like super quick, like, boom, like that. I don't know how the fuck they do that. I don't get it. It's crazy. I don't get those kids that just jump around, like I don't even know why they're even using, I guess because it stops the gun a second. I don't get why they're not just firing from the hip with how good they are. They always do like this quick, they're called quick sniping. Look up a quick snipe video. These kids are crazy. And I see them a lot when I play at like 2 or 3 a.m. because that's when like the Koreans and stuff are on. And they're not playing. These kids are not playing. Like that's, damn. But, you know, for a casual player, I'm getting pretty damn good at it. Hold on. I love this bass drop. Listen to Big Crit. Oh! 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 Luda has a verse, has a part on a verse in this song. He says, rims so big I can skydive off of the roof, rims taller than King Kong. He's like, my car's so high I can skydive off of the top of the roof. I miss the early 2000s when it was just how ridiculously big could you make your wheels. Could you get your fucking wheels? And spinners were a thing too. What happened to spinners? Man, everybody's trying to be too alike these days. I need to see spinners again. And y'all gotta see this XB. I keep saying I'm gonna make a new update video, but... Oh, listen, listen. Oh, man. Luda. Can you imagine that we're probably gonna have to, like, if you're around my age, and you have a kid at a reasonable age, by the time they're old enough to even comprehend it, they're not gonna, like, Ludacris is not gonna be around. Same with Snoop Dogg. Can you imagine living in a Snoop Dogg or Ludacris-less world? Who wants to do that? It's like something you've never even considered. They're just always there. They're forever. Ludacris and Snoop Dogg. Of course they're not gonna go anywhere. But they're getting old, B. What the fuck am I looking for? Oh. Every time I pull out a new whip, I cause a scene. Strolling through my hood, I told them pimpin' ain't that easy. So whatever you need, little buddy, come and see me. Come and see me, come and see me. Come and see me, come and see me. Whatever you need, little buddy, come and see me. Come and see me, come and see me. Come and see me, come and see me. Whatever you need, little buddy, come and see me. Okay, now roll on out that track and watch me fire up that blunt. Eddie won't get it out of line. Don't make me pop that fucking trunk. Don't make you pop your fucking trunk. Don't make me pop my fucking trunk. Getting out of line. Don't make me pop my fucking trunk. Okay, now bow down when you So, not only is this my 10-year YouTube anniversary, but I'm almost a year off my medications. For benzos specifically. I mean, I'll still take propranolol if I need to, but that's just a beta blocker. But yeah, as far as the bad stuff, I'm almost a year off, as of the beginning of next month, in March. But I did start to have a really bad drinking problem back in, I want to say from April or May all the way to around the end of September, beginning of October. Around like right when I started to record for Religion 2016. I was having a real bad alcohol problem because it started out as, you gotta understand, if you remember, I never really drank before this. I never drank, ever really. Not only because I didn't like it, and it sucked to me, but, well, that's mainly because I'd never tried liquor, but I was on a medication that wouldn't allow me to. I mean, you could, but it's really dangerous. So I didn't fuck around with all that. Especially because I'm medicating because I'm afraid I'm gonna die every day. It's anxiety and stuff. I'm not gonna make it worse on myself by drinking on top of it. But yeah, I was going through really bad withdrawal in those first early months of being off of the Klonopin. Because I got cut off cold turkey. You know what I'm saying? There was no warning. They just cut me off. And I was laying on the floor in Lynn's room one night, and I looked and I saw under the bed she had a little bit of bourbon under there. And I was like, you mind if I try that? She said, yeah, go for it. And so I tried it, and it was awesome, and I felt great. So I started using it to self-medicate whenever I would start to have a real bad panic attack, and it worked great at first. But then I started really overindulging in it, because it's like, I realized that not only did it stop panic attacks, but it prevented them from ever happening. And once I realized that, I was like, fuck it, I have a fresh liver, you know what I'm saying? I never drank before. I'm 22. I'm gonna fucking drink. That's what I'm gonna do now. And it was getting to the point that I was going through, I wouldn't say a 40 a day, but about every other day. So 20 ounces a day. So one of these every day, or every other day, I was going through just by myself. I mean, Lynn would maybe come in after work and have a shot or two with me, but she's a very, very light drinker. I was going through fucking one of these every other day. And so half of those a day. And it was a fast learning experience. I learned real quick who I am when I'm drunk and not to post dumb shit on Facebook. And just the shit I posted last year on Facebook. I mean, I'm so happy it's deletable because none of it stayed up for more than a few minutes, maybe hours at a time. Sometimes I'd wake up after, like I'd post some shit right before I went to sleep, and then I'd wake up and I'd be like, what the fuck? What was that? I'm like, girls are cool, but they bitches. What the fuck was that, Travis? So I learned real quick not to do that, and then I also learned real quick in one trip not to fucking skate drunk, because I was like, man, I feel like fucking, if you go to, dude, Day One Song has been killing it. Stop this video and just go to YouTube right now, or open a new tab rather, and type in Day One Song compilation, like Instagram compilation, and just type in Day One Song 2017, and I promise you, like, one of the first things that'll come up is his Instagram. Here, I can just do it right now. Oh, yeah, check this out. Skate like playing circus. Day One Song, weirdest tricks of Day One Song 2017. I don't like he does good weird tricks. Yeah, The Legend of Day One Song, that's the one. Check that shit out. Uploaded by a guy named Ian Fata. This dude, and this isn't like him skating for a part anyway. Like, he's just skating around with his friend filming. And he's just the greatest. He is the greatest. But still, I think the greatest, I think the two greatest skate videos ever, for two totally different reasons. Like, if you're into okay, here's the deal. If you don't skate at all,
and you're not involved in it, and it's not something you watch, or you don't play any video games of it, you don't fingerboard, you don't do anything skateboarding involved, you don't know much about it, the most impressive video you'll see is it's called Dreamland by Bob Burnquist. Bob Burnquist, there's a thing called a mega ramp, and the mega ramp was thought up by a guy named Danny Way, but the first one that was ever built was in the early 2000s, and Jesus fucking Christ, Day One. Holy shit. He just did like, dude, his mini ramp game is no joke. His mini ramp game is no joke. Oh my God, he's doing like hippie flips through the coping. So like, he's coming up, a mini ramp is like a small half pipe, right? So it's, so a half pipe is half of a pipe. And a mini ramp is, instead of one of those crazy X Games ones, it's, you know, smaller. And it's just so you can fuck around on it, learn tricks, and play on it without feeling like you're gonna die with every trick you're trying. And Day One Song's doing this shit where he'll come up to the top of the coping, right? And let's see, okay, so he'll come up to the top right there and he'll do like a blunt. Oh! He just fucking did some shit through a crate on a wall! Dude! Day One is too good! I have a shirt, hold on, I have a shirt signed, hold on, before I go and grab it, but, right here. He'll come up and he'll do like a, I gotta turn this off because it keeps distracting me. He'll come up and he'll do like a blunt or something on the coping of the coping is just the top lip where the little rail piece is. He'll do a trick and then do like, he'll do like momentum this way and he'll jump, and then there's like a railing or he had like the top of a ladder laid sideways and his board is going through it and he's catching it before it actually hits the ramp itself, and like, and he's doing shit like through it and then landing on the coping, and then this dude's like, if he actually sat down and made a new skate part, I wish almost, dude, almost fucking, with their round 3, I was so jealous of Ryan Sheckler as a kid. I was so bitter, because I thought I was good, and this was before YouTube and all that kind of shit, to really see how good the rest of the world was at the things you think you're good at. So in my group of friends, I was the best skateboarder around, right? Especially because I'd been skateboarding for twice as long as them. So it was just a given. But, I mean, they were all smoking. Even when they were all smoking, you gotta understand, I didn't start smoking weed until I was 17. So I was always just pure skateboarding, pure skateboarding, pure skateboarding. And that's all I did. So I was just, I was the best in our group, in our town. And, when I saw that video, if you look up Almost Round 3, and Almost was a very new company at the time, and it was composed of Day One Song and Rodney, and guy Chris Haslam, and just so many fucking, just so much awesome talent. To this day, they have one of the best rosters ever. But, like, if you were looking for technical skateboarding, this was the place to go. And they made I think to this day, it's the only video they've put out where it's the full team, like Rodney included. But Rodney's part on that was crazy. Not as good as his 411 part though. If you go to fucking if you type in Rodney Mullen 411 or Rodney Mullen Tony Hawk 3, his fucking video on that, it starts out with him like doing it's not even gonna sound like real. It sounds like I'm lying to you, but I swear to God, it starts out with him doing a one-handed handstand on his skateboard, like just grabbing it with his hand, and then he flips it like that, like he's grabbing it like that, and then he jumps out of the handstand and he does a double kickflip with his hand, and he lands perfectly in primo, like right there on the side like that, out of the handstand, and then he goes into a Casper from it, does a Casper inward heel, back into Casper, and fucking... Yo. Rodney, in his prime, nobody, to this day, nobody's at that level. Even in that video, he does tricks I've never seen. I've never seen anybody else do an actual Casper slide. Nobody else can do a Casper slide, and that shit's almost 20 years old. He can fucking slide like that. He's like, just on the little fucking end right there. And he does an anti-Casper slide on the nose. Nobody does that. All the Korean kids on YouTube, I don't care, look all day, nobody's doing Casper slides. He was doing that shit 20 years ago, and I mean, he's not doing it today, but in his prime, still to this day, nobody has done that shit that he's done in those early, not early, but like his mid-2000s, early to mid-2000s video parts that Rodney did. To this day, if you're looking for technical skateboarding, you're not going to find better than that. But, back to what I was saying about the Mega Ramp. Now, the Mega Ramp is this crazy thing you'll see in the X Games. You've seen it before if you look it up. I know you'll know what I'm talking about. It's the craziest, most ridiculous ramp you'll ever see skateboarders use, and it was thought of by Danny Way as a kid, but the first one, like I said, was built by Bob Burnquist. And man, in his backyard, and if you look up Dreamland, Dreamland is the most breathtaking video he does. It's just a compilation. You can tell he's just been in his backyard for 15 plus years just working on this video, and it's just a compilation. I mean, you see the video quality get better and worse throughout the video because you can tell when it was filmed and his skill level and just his style and stuff. But Bob Burnquist is low-key better than Tony Hawk. I think Bob Burnquist is the best vert skater ever, because, I mean, just his ability to pull shit out of his ass. If you look up, he has the most perfect vert run I've ever seen. If you look up like 1990, might have not been 99, but if you look up Bob Burnquist perfect vert run, he has the most insane, just pulled out of his ass X Games run ever. And like, he does not fall. Even if he'll try to do like a kickflip indie, which is when you do like a kickflip and then you grab the board with your hand and then you do it and you land. He'll like accidentally grab the board upside down and like on the way down flip it back into place under his feet, and like, he doesn't give a fuck. That dude is insane. But if you look up Dreamland, that is the crown jewel of his life, because nobody will ever top the. He does tricks on the mega ramp that I could spend all day working on flat. He does a switch 360 kickflip, not a fucking 360 flip. Okay, he fucking does a backside flip with another 180 switch over the whole fucking mega ramp without grabbing the board. Like, he just somehow. When you're going that high, when you're that high and you're going that fast, I don't understand how he even has so much. He's so familiar with the physics of how the board's gonna work and stuff that he does so many tricks. I think at one point he does a switch backside or frontside 360 without grabbing his board, just over the fucking. And he does this massive, just straight up ollie to fakie on the quarter pipe part of it. You understand? This is like 40 to 50 feet. This dude goes straight up and he just ollies straight up. And just by the grace of heavens, just falls backwards, because the scary part about, I guess you didn't see that. He goes straight up, he'll like ollie like that, and just fall straight back down into the ramp, just without even looking, just duh, and just fall all the fucking way back. And the worry about that is, pretend this is the coping right here, all right, like right here. Pretend this is, that's not a good example. The fear is ollieing all the way up. And when you're coming down, you hook up like that, and you just die. It's over. Especially on a, and he doesn't give a fuck. He just ollies straight just into the heavens, and just comes down perfectly. And like, yeah, man, Bob Burnquist Dreamland. That's the shit. This is Devin the Dude. I've been really into Devin the Dude lately. Check him out. He sounds like your typical new school rapper, but he's been around forever. He's Ritz's idol. That's how I found him, because Ritz has a verse. He talks about him a lot, but he had this verse where he says something about, I've been blessed, but who would thought that I could say it through the song with Devin? Guess I'm on my way, I guess. And he's really a fan of Devin. Devin, Twista, and Bone Thugs are his main inspirations. So I checked, and I knew obviously about Twista and Bone Thugs, but I checked out Devin. And you check out, I mean, you can definitely tell where he gets that where Ritz gets that laid back, weeded out style. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I ordered a pack of thought I had them around here somewhere. I ordered a packet, it's a massive pack of USB chargers with iPhone 5 cords. Just so I would never. I'm so sick of like sitting down in a place in my house and I'm like, I know there was a fucking charger here, so I'm just gonna put a charger, like one in every outlet, so that they never have to leave. I'll never have to move one. So I bought that, but the guy sent me this. Okay, it's a Chinese guy. Okay. Can anybody tell me what this is? It was like a little added-on gift, and I can't tell what in the fuck it is. Okay, now it has some 3M tape on the back, so it's supposed to be stuck onto something like that. Okay, now look at this. Look at this. This part comes out. You know what? Oh, I love this song. Oh, speaking of Day One Song, actually, I wanted to say, if you look at my very first video on my original channel, Just Another Druid, my very first video that I uploaded, oh, I guess you won't see this video on my, because it's like AM now. I stayed up too late. I'm not gonna upload this on the first. It's gonna be uploaded the day after. But just know I recorded this on my anniversary. I'm still up from that day. Anyway, the very first video that I did, day one, if you look at my round 3, that video that I was talking about where I'm super jealous of Ryan Sheckler's part and all that, day one has a song on there that I was really into by The Killers at the time. So that's why you see that song in there. It's not some YouTube replacement, I'm not gonna lie about it. It's totally inappropriate for the video. It's some like sad, depressing song, but I'm 12 at the time. I didn't care. I really liked Day One Song's part in Almost Round 3 at the time, and I liked that song. So I just put it in that video. And that's why that's in the first video. I felt, when I was thinking about doing this video on the ride home the other night, I was like, I should probably mention that. It's something that I know probably nobody cares, but it's something I care about, and I wanted to clear the water on that. Anyway, what is this? See, this comes out. There's like a little ring on the side. Why? What is it? What is that? Why? I appreciate it. I appreciate the gift. It's pretty. It's like diamondy and nice, but I don't know what the fuck it is. Maybe it's supposed to like, I'm supposed to put it on the wall and then it like holds keys or something. I don't know. 2016 was a pretty cool year for me. And I'm pretty bummed that a lot of people are like shitting on it, like it was the worst year of their life and shit. Like 2008 was the worst year ever for me. I mean, we went so broke, and Darren came back into my life, and we had to leave all my friends again. Never made friends since then. Mom got cancer. I mean, that was the worst of my physical beatings. Like, that dude used to beat the fuck out of me. I mean, 2008 was, I don't understand how I didn't kill myself. Like, it was just hell. It's just 2008 to 2010 was the worst thing that's ever happened. But 2016 was a really fucking good year for me. Fucking awesome year, in fact. We'll get one of those. It was a really awesome year for me, and it wasn't for a lot of people, and I mean, that's fine, but why you gotta shit on it for me? I have to feel bad about liking the year, but it was great to me. Things worked out, you know what I'm saying? Made better music than I ever did, more music than I ever did, and I'm gonna try to top it this year. Man, and the love you guys gave me on stuff last year, like PTSD, man. I don't even care that I didn't win. Like, just the I mean, look at that. It's like almost 7,000 views. Fans before their hands were waving, I was on hold with fuzzy cornrows that it began the norm blows. So I perform flows with no dorn dough and my torn clothes. I'd wipe my face and say, drop the bass then spray. And it's sort of Jamaican way, I'd make them sway that I hate and snag. And I won the race then, hey, they said come Mr. Gates and play with EPMD Quick and Kwame, but it was graduation day. So he chose rap, but a Casey Mo cat with slow tracks at the industry, it was no haps. And I wasn't a type to rock gold teeth and throwbacks and froze that and gave major record companies the Bozak. So now my life's changed. Me and Travis had to ignite strange music, keep moving through it and fight pain. Now the way I'm living is nice, man, cause I strained, got migraines writing flames on the night train. Woo! Real tech. Thank you guys for being here for this. I understand I've never had super popularity on here, and I doubt I mean, there's a big part of me that feels like I'll probably never get more recognition than I did when I was a kid doing Worldwide Choppers and stuff. But man, there's somebody watching this somewhere, and there's somebody still with me, and there's somebody who's seen this story happen. And I'm very familiar with everybody who's allowed me to be familiar with them through this. I hope to be here at the 20-year mark too. I mean, I'm not gonna stop. I mean, I've done this when I didn't get 50 views on a video, you know what I'm saying? It's not about that for me at this point. There's something in me that just says keep going. And until that goes away, which it hasn't in a decade, no matter what I've gone through or where I've been in my life. So, as long as that's still with me, I don't see why I'd be stopping anytime soon. So just thank you so much. Just thank you, man, for being here and having this time with me. Because you gotta understand, when people say they don't have friends, I don't think they understand. Like, I literally don't have friends. Ever since I walked in on Owen and Lynn's house early last year, punched him in the face or whatever. He says I broke his nose and all that kind of shit or whatever, but man, he hasn't hit me up since then. He just blocked me. He just said, like, you're the worst friend I've ever seen, you're the worst person I've ever called my friend, and yada yada, whatever. And there's no, if things get bad, there's nobody I can pick up the phone and call, you know what I'm saying? I have an adopted uncle that I love very much, but we don't have that type of connection. And my sister, my relationship with my sister has dwindled very much last year. I mean, she got very mad at me for drinking, and I don't know, we never really reconnected. I don't know, man. What I know now is, like I said, I'm almost a year off my medication. I'm not drinking nearly as much. And whenever I do really want to overindulge, I get beer instead. I get some piss water instead of hard liquor. But it's so surreal to me that I'm like actually doing this. Like, I'm actually making music and I'm actually producing for people, and I got people coming in here recording with me. I have my friend Evan Johnson. He came in here and just recorded this fire like 2 months ago. He's a friend that I went to elementary school with, like 4th, 5th grade with. And he was like the littlest, quietest, most to himself kid. He was friends with everybody because he didn't have beef with anybody, but he was just very, you know, him to himself. But not these days. He's killing it on the mic, and we've reconnected through that. And that song Solace, or I keep calling it Solace because that was the name of the beat. That's what I kept calling it while I stressed over and kept working on it. That was done by a guy who I went to, I think, middle school with. And if not, I don't think I went to middle school with him. His name is Matt Hankey, but we went to the same skate park together, like after school. So we'd see each other a lot. But unfortunately, a few years ago, he had a real bad stroke. And so he's been in a wheelchair ever since then. Luckily, he's getting better. I saw him stand up the other day. It was really cool. Man, but he makes beats now, and he sent me that. And I couldn't turn it down. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't. It's too perfect. It was too perfect of an opportunity. So the fact that you guys like it on top of how much I thought you wouldn't is so much. It's just even better. So just thank you so much. See if I got anything else to talk about for a while. Oh, Lynn almost died. Lynn almost died for sure. She was driving and she went through an intersection. Totally, her light was green. And some person on like some drugs, like meth or something. Okay, so she's driving this way. In America, we're on the left side of the car. She's driving like this. And she's right here, okay? This is passenger side. Lynn's here. Okay, driving. This fucking crazy lady just came through and hit perfectly behind Lynn. Like right where the pillar met the back door. If she was... I mean, she hit her so fucking hard that it like knocked Lynn out for a second. And she's like, ugh. And then she like came to, ran into a fucking fire hydrant. And this is the scariest part. There was a big ass hole in the top of her roof that something had come through. And she had a bunch of mirrors in the back because she was just moving out of her old place. And just like, we legit almost lost Lynn. Like it's something that I'm still having. I obviously don't want to have that fear around her because she's going through her own shit trying to get over it. But man, it's hard not to lose some sleep. You know what I'm saying? Going like, man. I mean, if you saw the damage of the car, there's no way that she would have survived if that person was a foot closer. Like if Lynn had went a little bit slower, and Lynn tells me that she sped up as soon as she saw the person, and I'm like, but that same night, I think it was either that same night or like that same week, it was that same breath of time. I was in I went down to get some food in the middle of the night, you know what I'm saying? Cause, you know, I wasn't feeling too good. This is when I was drinking pretty heavily, and I didn't want to touch it anymore because I kept throwing up. So I'm like, man, I need to go get some food in me. So 4 a.m. I go down to Sherry's. And man, I'm by myself, totally. When people tell these stories, it sounds, people always kind of spice it up to make themselves look like a better person than they are. But I swear to God, on my mom's grave, this is exactly what happened. Okay? I went to go get I got some like shrimp Alfredo or something like that, and on the way out, I'm paying for my food, and I turn around to leave, and there's a little, I call it the decontamination chamber. It's just a room between the actual door that you leave through. There's nothing in it. I don't know why they have it, but you go through the front door, and then there's just another room with a bunch of windows and stuff, and then you go through that, and it leads to the main place, to the main diner. So I'm paying at the register, and I turn around and I see a lady in the decontamination chamber filming me, right? She has her phone up to me like this, and I look around, I'm like, there's nobody else the fuck here. This is just me. So I give her a little smile. I'm like, hey, maybe she's taking a picture of me. And then I'm obviously, there's nowhere else to go. I'm leaving, going to the parking lot. So I go to go past her. I open the door, and I go to go past her, and she kind of bumps me with her shoulder to stop me, and she says, what, are you going to get your gangster pass? And I'm like, what? I said, what is a gangster pass? And she said, huh? And I said, what is a gangster pass? And she said, huh? And then by that point I was just sick of it because she was looking at me. She wouldn't look at me. She was just going, huh, in my face and looking at me through a phone. So I grabbed the phone out of her hand and I took it down. So right, so she's sitting here filming like this. And she goes, huh? And I fucking took it down. I said, what is a gangster pass? And that's when she ran into the diner and she said, help, I'm being harassed. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, what? And then she started shoving her shoulder into me, and she started like whispering in my ear so nobody else would hear it. She was like, hit me, pussy, hit me, pussy. And I'm like, I'm not gonna hit you. This lady's like 60, you know what I'm saying? She's like, hit me, hit me. And I'm like, I'm not gonna hit you. And I gave her back the phone, and then she started recording me again, and she said, are you going to get your gangster pass? Where's your gangster pass? And I'm like, I took it from her again. I said, what the fuck are you doing? What do you want me to do here? And she's like, I already called the cops and stuff. So I had to come in and wait for the fucking cops to come and all this shit. And all they did was fucking take note of what I did. And of course, what she did. And that was that. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? What the fuck was that? And what is a gangster pass? And where do I get that? Where do I go and get one? Like, is this like a golden ticket, like at a Hershey's bar or something? I'm going to get mine. I'm going to get my 3. I wasn't like, man. So, I mean, on top of Lynn almost dying, that happened. And then, what else happened? I've been helping Lynn's preschool, the people who own it, they're a group of Russians, and they have a church that they work at. They're very religious, and I've been helping out. Like, every once in a while on one of the Saturdays, they'll set up a bunch of like blow up bouncing castles and slides and stuff, and I'll just come. I just help crowd control, you know what I'm saying? Make sure the kids don't go too much at a time. Make sure if a kid gets hurt, I do something about it. It's real awkward though, because there's a big problem right now of women being, like, new mothers being very paranoid that every guy is a pedophile. So I have to, like, the Russians, like, they know me. They know I'm a good guy. I'm not gonna fuck your kid, I promise. But they tell me, like, don't touch the kid too. Like, if it's a girl and she gets hurt, do your best to, like, indicate one of the female staff out. Because there was one time specifically that I really did pick a girl out of not the bouncing castle, but there's like a slide thing they like to go through. It's like a little obstacle course, and they race each other. And this one girl like fell down. She like hit her head on her knee or something, and she was crying. So I went and I grabbed her, I scooped her up, and I was like, "Who's?" She's like, I was like, "Where's your mother?" And she's like, "Right there." So I went and took her over there, and the mother was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I work here. You see the fucking thing? Like, fucking Jesus Christ! Like, bringing you your hurt child." And it's just, man, there's a big problem with people thinking that I'm gonna fuck their kid. I swear to God. I mean, what can I say other than I promise I'm not going to fuck your kid? But yeah, I've been volunteering there, and that's been nice. It's a nice reason to get out, and it gets me a little bit more connected with humanity. I went into septic shock for the first time. I learned the hard way that you have to. That's why you see me with these things of water when I'm drinking, because I learned the hard way that you have to stay hydrated, because I got constipated for a little bit, and so Lynn was like, "What you need to do is you need to take a suppository." And so I'm like, all right, I've never put anything up my ass before. Please, I mean, I've never even had a doctor go up there. I've never put anything the other way up my ass. So what I did at first was I took a little suppository. I'm like, this thing is it was like the size of a little bullet. So I'm like, no, no. And so I popped it in half and I put it up there, and I immediately went into septic shock. And that's like when all of your blood rushes to your head just to keep you from passing out, and then everything starts to ring. My teeth went numb, everything went numb, and I went super cold, and suddenly I'm sweating everywhere. All I remember is coming to on the bathroom floor, like just like in the fetal position, like thinking I'm dead, like holy fuck. And yeah, we looked it up that night. Turns out that's called septic shock. Long story short, please don't put anything up my ass because I died. The one time I tried, I fucking died. So then I tried just a regular, I tried just some laxative, just drinking it. That worked a lot better. That sucked. I left the TR community. To those who have found me from here, I mean, I've been around on TR Shady since 08, 09. And then they moved over. I mean, the TR himself closed TR Shady in like December 2014. And then I was really urged to move over to a new forum called Hip Hop Shelter. And it's just not the same. I really tried to make it work, but I don't like it. I don't like the community or anything. So then I went to Hip Hop Royalty, and I seem to like it there a lot more. It seems to be a lot more mature. And not only that, but a much more, much larger and more flourishing community with a lot of different. I mean, you got juggalos to metalheads to everything. So, and everything in between. So I'm liking it over there. Hit me up on Rap Royalty if you're on there for whatever reason. I went to see Tech again back in October. It was actually twice that we saw him in 2016, so that was the second time. It was actually my first outside show, and JL I think killed it. I think JL did the best. It was the first time I saw JL live because he just hit their roster, but JL killed it, man. Man, I love that. I love his outro verse. What was his fucking? I almost know it. I swear to God. He says on Strangulation 2, he comes in and he just kills it at the end. It's called outro, and you think it's just their regular strange music, bitch. But he says it does that. It goes strange music, and it does that like 3 times, and then a little beat kicks in, and he's like reppin'. Can act as if it wasn't true. The fact is it just had to happen. Grip it to the back and hack it to the stew. Tico's session and I'll slave with 7 They gon' have to let me through. Let them react like this is something new. What you think I don't do this shit for zoo? Overdue, this is my whole city. Wanna see others look at me like, oh, he's a one of these bitches hit me up like you need some company. I could be Adam like 2 or 3 once a week. I'm up and at it. They got the sucker free. Acceptably, it's time to up to be mama quit. Ain't it what I'ma grow up to be trying to get in and got everything but the key. Woo! He fucking goes in. He says hard work and dedication, nigga. Hear the passion in my conversation with you. Put the sucker with the tuck with. Oh man, like, man. I know that it never is because of what I wrote and what that header. He says, I know that it never is because of what I wrote and what that header is. Brotherhood forever, my brother forever miss. Never let the bitch discredit what I said it is. Dip kiss, nigga. Woo! Your boy fire. And I saw him live and he killed everything. And I don't think Ritz was there that time, but I think he would have even outperformed Ritz as far as just killing it. And of course Tech came out, but it was the first time I saw Tech without his face paint because now he's using a mask. I mean, of course, like the people from Slipknot made it, but it's not the same. I feel bad that people from now on, if they're new Tech fans, because he's getting every year the amount of fans he gets accumulates faster than the year before. So, 5 years from now, his shows are going to be massive, and he's not going to have the face paint. most likely, because he said he's done with it. Well, he also said that like everybody who's done his face paint, he's had like 5 different face painters, and they've all either died or gone crazy. So he kind of relates it to them doing his face, because he's like, that's what's related to all of it that I can tell. But it started with his best friend who fucking got shot and shit. So yeah, now he had the Slipknot people make him a mask. But yeah, I saw him with that, and like I said, it was my first outside show, so that was kind of cool. We were all in the dirt and stuff, and it was very open. Much easier to breathe. I noticed that, because when you're in the... I think I prefer the outside shows. I have a scary Trump theory that I want to talk about real quick. I'm just saying Trump because he's the current president, but I have a theory about this whole election and what's going on. So if I don't get killed over the Pizzagate thing, let it be known that it's this. By the way, if you're not familiar with Pizzagate, just look up Pizzagate a primer. And I mean, that's all I'll say. I'm not gonna name drop. I'm not gonna... Just watch that. That's all I'll say. But my theory currently, and after I say this, I'm gonna put on a dope-ass song, and I'm gonna smoke one more bowl, and then take the shot, and we're gonna kick it until the end of this. My theory with this current situation, our current political situation, is I think, like my ultimate conspiratard brain is saying, I haven't seen this anywhere else, so don't quote me, like don't, you know what I'm saying, that's just my thing. I think they're trying to slowly get us to accept the absurd. You know what I'm saying? So that by the time they really start doing the crazy shit, I mean, you thought Trump becoming president was, you know, unimaginable. I mean, a good example that I have is Trump, or Kanye says he's going to be running for president in 2020 or whatever. If you had heard that in 2008 when Barack became president, or better yet, you know, when Bush became reelected, 2004, you would be like, that's ridiculous. Shut up, Kanye. Why are you doing that? But now when you hear it, you're like, of course. And not only is it like, of course he's running, because we've had ridiculous people run, like comedians and stuff, just be silly and run. But with people like that are really narcissistic and really are doing it, the idea that Kanye, the idea, if somebody, what I'm saying is, if I told you, if I came from the future and I said I'm from 2021 and last year Kanye became president, I don't think you would be nearly as surprised as you would be before Trump became president. You know what I'm saying? I think they're slowly trying to push us into accepting more and more absurdities to the point that it's going to end up like some idiocracy thing, where we're just like, because you can't just throw crazy shit at people, but if we're willing to, like, they're like, it's like a dose. They're like, can they take a big dose, like going straight from Obama to Donald Trump? Can they do that? All right, let's see the reaction to that. Is it just some college kids freaking out? All right, we can handle that. All right, let's see what we'll hit them with next time. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to get to a point where we're just like, what the fuck? And you're going to feel ridiculous for being reasonable. You know what I'm saying? So that's my theory on all this. That's my end game theory. So, I'll put on a dope song. Oof. Oh, this album, Third World Immortal Technique, brings me right back to 2008, man. One of the few lights I had during that time. The beat to the song, the titled song, Third World, is one of my favorites. This song, I'll leave you this while I go smoke real quick.
Now I can blame the same product placement of movies, all the commercials, a Scarface and a but now I'm living it. Damn, I should have never took that first cigarette. I fucked up like a girl was riding on top of me. I should have took it to trial and never got the plea. But this ain't a Christian nation, motherfucker, please. America never taught me to turn the other cheek. Cause I'm from Harlem, the north of Manhattan. We knock niggas out and make them bounce like Ricky Hatton. The violin on the corner got me turned back from the Canadian border. I knew she was a virgin when I first met her. Rockin' stockings and popping out of the Catholic school sweater. Mom told me she could do better than a criminal. 17-year-old psychotic trying to I never meant to break her heart and fuck up her life, but I was careless instead of treating her right. I
Seen her forget it, some club stripping, and wondered if I could have made her life different.
Oh,
What's up, fresh? Oh, hit me up.
here we go. Early 2000s gangster shit. Hit him in the chest with it. All right, guys, last one. You know what I get? You know what dance that is? I'm doing the, if you look up, God, what would you even look up? It's one of my favorite little vines. It's some kid. He's like on a new level. Look up, oh man. It's just some video of some kid in a club and it's remixed. It's from like the early 90s. But he's like legit getting down like an adult with like these sunglasses, but it's remixed to a Future song. He's like, I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. Bought me a new shovel. But yeah, that's why I'm on a new level. The celebration! Alright, man. I guess that's all I have to say for now. Like I said, man, just thank you for being here. Just thank you. And just gonna keep working. Just gonna keep pushing. See where it takes me. Okay, thank you. You guys have a good one. And I don't know if I should put out a cover first, because I do have some covers that I want to do still. But I do have this song with Evan that I want to upload too, that I think he'll be really pleased with. So, I don't know, I'll figure it out. Just know, I have things in the chamber, ready to go. So, alright, take care, man. Peace.